All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Cartherton. We're definitely happy and grateful for all of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in the Forex market. So without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions. Grab a pen and paper, take lots and lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. Give me some early engagement, everybody. Drop me a one in the chat if you are all set and ready to go for this morning's session. All right, awesome. Appreciate the early participation. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Glad to be here. What is a big day, right? Big day fundamentally in the market as we take a look at our Forex calendar. And we can see that on Wednesday, the 1st of February, it is amazing. We are already through the first month of 2023 already, but we can see that at 8:15, we have, hold on one second. Here, 8:15, we've got ADP non-farm payroll, employment change, private sector jobs expected to come through at 176K. So we'll see if he comes in above or below that or right at forecast. And then we have ISM, manufacturing PMI, JOLTS job openings, and all types of stuff today, everybody. So please trade with caution. FOMC statement, federal funds rate, and the press conference afterwards to follow. You're going to get that at 2 p.m. And that is what everybody is anticipating to see where the Fed comes in. Expected 25 basis points. But of course, it's all about the rhetoric and the tone the chairman Powell takes afterwards. All right, to see how aggressive they're going to continue to be. A lot of people are thinking 5%, then they're going to hold it there. But let's see what he has to say, right? Don't fight against the Fed. So we will see, right? So busy day in the market. And then, of course, as we move forward into tomorrow, Thursday the 2nd, right out the gate in February, everybody, we've got the Bank of England monetary policy report. Then we've got the official bank rate expected to be 50 basis points on the pound. And then we also, same day, right, we've got the European Central Bank expecting 50 basis points from the ECB. And then, of course, we've got the press conference at 8:45 with President Lagarde. So these next couple of days are going to be busy. Like I said, make sure that you trade with caution in the market, as we could get a lot of volatility. So let's see what happens there. Any questions on any of the data? All right, cool. Yeah, this is gonna be busy, right? Starting at 8:15. We've got all these reports on the same day. All right, so okay, so let's move over and check out the trading economics. We can see your area inflation rate slows more than expected. Okay, so that's see if we have any updates on that. Nope. So annual inflation rate in the euro area fell to 8-month low of 8.5% in January from 9.2% in December, below market forecast of 9%. Okay, so the data for Germany inflation is not available, as the country's statistical office had to delay the release of his own figures due to technical issues with data processing. So that's going to be interesting, especially ahead of the ECB and the rate decision, because they're expecting 50 basis points. We got euro area inflation slowing more than anticipated. So that should be quite interesting tomorrow. Other than that, let's take a look at the US dollar, right? We know it's been down, continuing to move down. We take a look at the 4-hour, and we see that we are just short, right, on the US dollar right now. So a continued bearish move. Let's see what happens today as a result of the FOMC statement that comes out. Ryan, anything to add fundamentally?
No, sir. Nope, just sitting tight, waiting on those numbers. Like you said, it's definitely gonna be an interesting day.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the rest of the week. As a matter of fact, let me go.
Yeah.
We are into right non-farm payroll. Right. Hey, we're in February. First Friday every month. You got non-farm payroll coming through too on Friday. So this is going to be quite the week. So let's dive into the charts. We looked at the dollar index, right? We see it moving down just ahead of the FOMC data that's coming out today. Let's move up and take a look at our dollar pairs, right? So that we're prepared for it. And we'll go in here and take a look at the Aussie dollar. Okay, we can see that we're at a key level, right? We're at a key level, this 71.39 zone. Okay. And price is just kind of dancing around a little bit. So we definitely expect a reaction on the Aussie dollar today. As the news come out, we can see that, of course, right? Dollar's been weak. Aussie's been fairly strong as of late. And we can see here on the daily that we're just making up ABCDs. We've got a brand new AB boundary. We got a nice move to the downside, right off that resistance level yesterday. That was a really good play coming into the week. But we did find support right here at 700. Okay, we found support. Okay, and now we're pulling back. Okay, so I expect it to continue to bounce around and actually find direction. After the data comes out. So here we are on the 4 for the Aussie dollar. Okay, so just hovering around that key level. Let me clear this up a little bit. And you can see we're in that 80-20 zone on the 4, and we got the correction to the downside off that 71.39 weekly level. And now, right, it found support and caught some bids. It caught some bids and is moving back to the upside. We got a stochastic momentum, right? Overbought 95% there. So we'll see. We'll see. It's going to come down to the tone. Hey, we're expecting 25 basis points. Let's see what Chairman Powell has to say. Okay, that's what's going to drive this thing. You can see here on the 1 hour how on that correction that we have now, okay, we've started right to break back to the upside. Okay. But hey, that could just be a correction and then a continuation down, depending on the data today. All right, so you got a D extension that's been hit. It should be moving up. All right, should be setting up something new, which it would have took that level out. So we're moving back up on a correction. So let's see what happens. 1 hour stochastic, overbought two. Okay. So no moves on that yet. Let's just wait. Okay. Did anybody play that short? I know it's some people in the chat that took it.
Yeah, I'm in it short.
Yeah, in a short waiting. I moved out because I wanted out before the announcements today, and then I'll look to make a move afterwards. But I pulled out.
Yeah, I did that.
Pulled out of that trade. So most of my setups actually.
Yeah,
No
Michael
telling
said
how
he
the
was short
market's
as
gonna
well.
react. What'd you say?
That's what Michael said. He was short as well. He got stopped out in profit.
Got stopped out. That's good. Yeah, so you don't have to be like me. Just adjust your stop, and if it stops you out, it stops you out in profit. That's a good idea there. I'm like, let me just get out. So that's where we are on the Aussie dollar, right? Doing the dance, right? It caught big, man, at that level, big time yesterday. So let's see. I definitely can never say never, but I definitely think they're gonna come through with the 25, not 50. But then I think he's gonna. I don't know. I think his tone may stay a little bit hawkish, trying to keep the markets a little bit cautious. So we shall see. Let's take a look at the Euro USD. And we know, right? We've been long. We've been long. We broke to that 107.89 level. You can see here from the weekly, pushing the edge of that cloud. From a long-term standpoint. And now we come to the daily, right? We found support at that 107.89, right? Past resistance becoming future support. And we're pushing up 109.43 is that next daily level just ahead of the Fed rate statement. So that's where we are. Euro USD is still bullish. Again, right? You have some sentiment out there at 112, 115 is alternately nice target levels for that. Now that's quite a ways away. But we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But we're getting close to a daily D extension, not too far away from that. Okay? Break through that daily resistance at 109.43. Then we're looking at hitting that 1.618 D extension. So overall bullish on the Euro USD. Here we are on the 4. We got price to come down and hit a 382. Okay, here's your 4-hour D extension there. So right here in the zone. Okay. So no play, right? If you haven't been long, right, already, it's getting close to some key levels. So I'm gonna hold off, especially ahead of the rate statement today. So that's where we are on the Euro USD. So just want to make sure that everybody has that chart in the right alignment ahead of major fundamentals. Any questions on the Euro USD?
No, sir.
All right. I'm excited for this week. We gotta get this market moving. Gotta get this market moving. Everybody needs some clarity. So
Yeah, man.
What'd you say?
I said, yeah, man. I'm with you.
Yeah, just being patient. Don't want to rush. Don't want to rush things. Here we are. Pound dollar. Key levels. Key levels. Now, the IMF, they do these quarterly reports in regards to growth, and they have revised their quarterly report to project more growth. But the UK, right, is the only country that they're still expected to move into recession in the near term. Okay, so something to really pay attention to. So here we are. We're sitting here on the daily, possible double top, right? It's holding right now. Okay, so it all depends on how things come through. Now we know we're expecting 50 basis points out of the UK, but again, even with that, right, being priced in pretty much already, I believe it depends on what the rhetoric is going to be from the Bank of England. So we're finding a little support here at 122.95, right, which is an area. So it might just do the dance a bit in consolidation, but we do have that potential double top here. We see the reaction to the downside into that weekly support level of 122. So let's wait and see, right? If we break this level, this 122 level, then we can see further declines into the cloud, right? Further push down. But let's wait and see what happens with the rate statement on that. So that's what it looks like on the daily. And we come into the 4. You can see we're sitting right at the edge of that cloud. Okay. Stochastics in the buy zone. So if we get a strong break of that cloud to the downside, hey, expect lower lows and lower highs potentially. And then of course the opposite, depending on the rhetoric coming from the Fed today. Any questions on the pound dollar?
No, sir.
Let's move down, take a look at the NZD USD. Again, from the weekly level, similar positions, right? On these dollar crosses. Okay. All right. Similar to that pound dollar. Okay, kind of holding in this zone. Okay, stochastic coming out of the buy zone. Okay, pushing down. So today is going to be interesting. Interesting. So here we are on a 4. Again, similar to that pound dollar sitting right at the edge of that cloud. Okay. And of course, we do not have a 382. We have to wait. We have to wait. So that's the NZD USD. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. So we need we need this news to come through, right? 3 major countries with major data this week. We need this news to come through so we can move on, right? Get these swings moving, find some shorter term setups, things like that on the lower time frames. But we need that price action to get moving. So we'll take a look at the UCAD. See where we are? Moving down. Okay. Moving down. We're down for the week. Dollar CAD. Still short, right? We're below the cloud. We got that pullback to a 61.8 level. And we're just moving down. Okay. Below that 133.16, we're looking at 132.22. You got a D extension right there. So short overall on the dollar CAD. Move down to the 4. And you can see through all of the mess, through all of the, the whipping around, we're slowly grinding to the downside. Okay, we've been slowly grinding to the downside. So let's see if we get a continuation. Any questions on the dollar CAD? Nope. All right. Take a look at this dollar Swiss. Still doing the dance. Still doing the dance, moving sideways. All right, this is one that I'm watching closely for today. Can't make his mind up, right? Overall bearish, but it's dancing around for a little bit. And you can see we started to move back to the downside. Maybe we retest that 90.89. Not sure. Can't get the U-turn on that. Here's the 4. Right? Broke right back below that cloud. So we're just choppy. It's just ranging. Just ranging. Right? Started to catch a little bid, but then we turn right back down. All right. So we need a catalyst. I need a dominant move in either direction. So we're just pretty much range bound on that. All right. Couldn't stay above the cloud, but we're not getting a complete breakout to the downside yet either. All right. So that's where we are. Just neutral. All right. Just neutral. Any questions on the dollar Swissy? All right. We'll get some movement soon. We'll get some movement. Let's see. Dollar yen. Found somewhat of some support, but overall, right? Dollar pair is bearish. Right now we're bearish, right? On this daily fib, you got to pull back to a 50%, We're moving sideways right now, but we're below that 130.36 level. Okay. So potential continued move to the downside. Okay. So just neutral, right? I don't have, right? Even though we're holding below that 130.36, right? I would love to see a higher push into the zone, right? The 61.8 level, and then a move back down, right? Ideally, that's what I would like for my trade plan. But we don't have it yet. So no play. If we get short from this level, it's not my play, right? I would rather see it pull back deep into the zone so I could take a short position. So just neutral to bearish on the dollar year. Questions? No? All right. Let's move in, take a look at let's take a look at gold. So overall, pretty bullish, right? Neutral to bullish. Okay. After a long run, right, makes sense to stall a little bit. Now, breaking through some key levels, we come to the daily. We've got a new AB boundary. Back some movement today from gold. Okay. Daily, we're above our cloud. We're long. New AB boundary. Just a matter of, right, when do we want to retrace if we're going to do it? Okay. Something to watch out for the news today. So new AB boundary on the daily. And this is what we're looking like on the forward. Up beyond that 80-20 zone, we're holding above that 1917 level. And you can see, right, how it's just sideways. Everybody's waiting on the news. Everybody's waiting on the news. Slight 236 retracement, then price just continued to explode, right? Bulls in control. So that's where we are on gold. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Oh, I know. Like in a race it sits in the back of my mind, 50 basis points. But I'm like, boy, would that create a shock to the market? But you know, he always talks about, right, that we've got to feel that pain, and it's just like the market just keeps fighting through everything, right? We keep having these rallies in the stock market, earnings reports coming through, like it's gonna be boy if they come through with 50 basis points. Whew. We'll see.
Man.
I mean, he'd be getting called all types of stuff for the next 6 months.
Right.
if he man, because it's boy, oh boy, oh boy. But I mean, it's price is sitting at some key levels. Sitting at some key levels, everybody.
It is.
What'd you say?
I said it is. That's the part that's so intriguing to me, is because when we've seen this in the past, man, the number he might have come out with 50 basis points, but his tone might change, and that might drive it down.
Yep.
As we're going through this process last year, that's kind of what happened, is when we saw and it just stalled for forever, and then it went, right? And the market took whatever they took, the way that they took it, so it's going to be interesting to see if that trend continues.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely interested in seeing what happens. But I've learned my lessons. I stay out, let let the fireworks go off, and then that's when I set the plan up. Then, because I've gotten burned in the past. You
Agreed.
just don't. Yeah, because you just don't know. So it's better to be patient. We only got a few hours, just a few hours, right? It's just so much stuff on one day. That has me. That's what's got me really sidelined right now. You got ISM, Jolts, ADP, Fed rate. It's all on the same day. This is crazy. But this is what I'm talking about, right? We can see here on look at the S&P. Like it's rolling, right? With all the earnings and things
Yeah.
like that coming out. Like,
But also too, coming back into that weekly key level at 408.
you're right.
Oh man. Interesting.
Oh, that, but you know what, Reed? That's because you get it, and because you've become a good loser, right? And that's what you don't understand. Like when you're sitting at key levels like that, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with putting in a small position and keeping your stop loss tight. Because if it go your way, you took the risk and you win. If not, right, your loss is minimal. So I don't blame anybody. Like I was short on that Aussie dollar, down into that support before, So you take those shots, especially if there are a lot of professional traders. They just play key levels. They put the stop gaps in, they protect themselves, and if it goes their way, it goes their way. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The loss is minimal, right? So yeah, I hear you there because they are all of these pairs are sitting at really really key levels. Um, and so they're either gonna break and push through and hit your stop, which is fine, or uh, they're gonna move to the downside, right? And that's fine too. So never get too high, we never get too low, right? When you're playing this game, it is what it is. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting today. I mean, this is a key level. All right, so that's the S&P. Let me see. Right, similar scenario. That one had a deeper correction. You see how it's pushing up? We got a level here, right, before that was created by that last correction. There, similar situation. Situation. But one of the things that I hope, especially our newer folks, that you see is right when you do take a look at, and there's different methodology, right? I know people that only trade one pair, two pair, but when you're swing trading, right, you're trading smaller and you're building into positions and stuff like that. And it's about the long term game. One of the benefits that you see when you're taking a look at all of the pairs is that you see how they all kind of how it just flows together, right? Everybody get what I'm saying on that? Drop me a 2 in the chat, right? You're looking at the you just saw the S&P, right? Now we're looking at the Dow, and you can see how that price action is similar. Okay. So if you can get in flow with that, you could do really well for yourself. Takes a lot of patience. It does take a lot of sitting on your hands, as we always say. But at the end of the day, if you can get it down, you could do well. So let's take a look at Bitcoin versus the dollar, right? We got Nice. All right, nice recovery off those levels. Let's see what happens today. But again, right? You can see how when we get those rallies, right? The tech sector, things like that, in the tech sector primarily, Ryan, right? That's what I've seen since over the last few years now. Bitcoin, tends to follow that, right? So that's where we are. And so we've had that crown drawn up for quite some time, but we see where it's starting to move to the upside and continuation. So we'll probably see a reaction on with Bitcoin today too because of the news. See if we continue to get a move to the upside on Bitcoin. Let me come down, take a look at what's going on. Lower levels. Got an 80-20 at play, right? So maybe a correction. Now we've got it mapped out here on the 4. So let's see, right? We know the obvious. Everything's been moving bullish against that dollar. And maybe the news today, right? Maybe his rhetoric causes the corrections in the market for those pairs that are sitting at those high levels, right? So maybe overall the dollar long term stays bearish, but maybe it's correction time. It's gonna be. Let's see what happens. All right. What else? Oh, I want to take a look at. Let's take a look at that Euro Aussie. It's got a beautiful swing right up. Let me see. So you can see here where we moved up and we broke that cloud. And take a look at it from the 1, and now we got corrective. So here's that. That was a huge move back to the downside. Well, it was a good ride up, but still not quite at that 382. And now we're just pausing here in this zone, right? We're just pausing here in this zone, stalling. So let's see what happens. See if we can get things back on track to get to that 382. But it was a beautiful move right off the break. So once we broke that cloud bullish, right? It's over 100 pips to the upside, right? Then we got a deep correction. So we'll continue to watch and see what happens with that. Did anybody? I know there's some people that were in that trade. Did you guys get stopped out in profit on that deep correction? Or are you still holding?
I'm still holding mine. I had a wider
still-
stop. I moved it up a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm still in.
Okay. Malcolm still holding that GA. Yeah, I want to look at that next. I've got decent corrections. My whole thing on this is I'm interested to see. They really caught my attention because looking ahead to 50 basis point rate hikes coming out of both the UK and the Eurozone. So we'll see, right? This one, right, was out for me at the level, right? It's 382, getting close to it, driving to it. I'm through with it. So I didn't hold the GA. Didn't hold my GA. So we'll see what happens tomorrow with the rate hikes to see if they can get another drive to the upside. But I'm not on the GA. Ryan, you still holding GA?
No, I'm out. I'm out of that one too.
I got out too. That one I was on the screen and was able to see it closing in on that level. And once you get over 100 pips, at least be adjusting your stop so you get stopped out in profit. But we'll see what happens with that. I got close to that 382, but Not quite. Bridget still holding. Stopped in profit. Stopped in profit. Bridget still holding. Okay, Bridget, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Right. Anytime you start to close in, right? Because when you look at these targets, right? They're targets, but they're also, right, it's never just a line, it's a zone. Right. So when you start to get an impulse move like this, where we didn't hardly get, we got that ABCD move, which is the first thing we were focused on. Right. So that D extension got hit. So you see, right, you can see here our A, right, when we drew that sub fib to the upside, right, that puts me on higher alert when I get a D extension hit. It went a little bit beyond it, but you can see then it collapsed, right? So it completed the ABCD wave, right? So from that C to D, it's over 200 pips, right, to the upside. So it was due for a correction. I didn't expect it to go that deep on a correction, but once you see that it hit that D extension on that sub fib, we're getting close to that target. That's a good time to either just start adjusting stops, or to move out. To move out. My second order activator holding close to first. Okay, Joy. Good. Let's see if you can stay above the A. Yep, if it can. And it's, hey, listen, these are not and this is why risk management is important always, but especially during these times. If you listen to anybody, whether it's folks from hedge firms, in the market, professionals, big time professionals, these are not easy markets to navigate. They're just not. It's not like it was from 2008, until 2020. It's not. It's just not. They're not easy to navigate through. So, like I said, I didn't expect it. I actually expected it to hold at that 174.58 level, and then get a possible continuation. But I wouldn't be surprised if it took out this A, and then you get news tomorrow that pushes it back to the upside. So we shall see. We shall see. That's just the game. That's the game that we play. It's the game that we play. So that is the pound Aussie, and that's where we are. So it's a good move to the upside over 200 pips. So we'll see. We'll see how things play out. There was one more. Oh, this CAD Swissy. So we're neutral on this. This is a longer term swing, but it's moving neutral. But I'm still holding those targets. So I'm still overall bullish on this CAD Swiss. Right, and if I'm wrong, the market's gonna let me know. Right, but we got a beautiful morning star there. It's just trying to figure itself out. Okay, it's trying to figure itself out. But just over the long term, this is a long term swing. I'm still thinking bullish on the CAD Swiss. You can see we're holding above the cloud, starting to form a base. Okay, maybe we get back above this 68.93, and we continue long. So we'll see. We'll see on that CAD. I'm still holding, but I closed my chart, so I won't look at it. Absolutely. Because it is. It's if you see it from the higher time frame, right? All those candles just lined up right next to each other. It's awesome. We've got a fib on it, but I say it's neutral to bullish right now. Right? We've got a stochastic and a buy zone. Maybe we can pick that momentum up. But we'll see what happens as we continue to move throughout the week. Ryan, is there anything that you are looking at? This is a fairly quick session today because the news is what's important. I'm a big fundamental guy, so I need to hear something from the Fed.
No, man, I'm sitting still. Like I said, I'm still sitting in that Aussie dollar. I re-entered that CAD Swiss on the low push, and that Euro Aussie I'm sitting in as well. Those are the three that I'm in. I'm just sitting waiting on the news. I got my stops placed. Yeah, so it's just a waiting game now, man.
Yep. It's a wait game. And so like even like I said earlier, a lot of those lower time frame setups that we typically find on the 15-minute, things like that, those 80-20s, just waiting to hear what the Fed has to say. Gotta get the market going. Just want some more clarity, then we'll start hunting down those type of setups too. So I know these last few that we put in some longer term swings. They moved a lot faster than I thought they were going to move, especially that pound Aussie. But we'll take it. All right, that was pretty good setup. That and the euro Aussie took off too, over 100 pips. So, but that's pretty much a wrap, guys. We've got 8:15 ADP coming out, which has the ability to move the market in one direction, and the Fed may move it in another. So, my advice: hey, if you got positions, manage them to the best of your ability. But let the dust settle today. You've got 8:15, and then at 10 you got ISM, manufacturing PMI, Joe's job openings, and then the statement at 2:00. So I'm going to wait for the dust to settle on pretty much everything. And that's all I have for this morning. Any questions before we close out?
Did you look at oil?
Did not. I can look at that. Yep, I can look at that. Thanks for bringing that up. Let's see what we got happening. Right. So we take a look at this. We still got a good base there, right? And you can see how here's a low. It formed a higher low here, and which kind of just moving sideways a little bit from the weekly. So bullish right now today. So you can see we finally broke trend line. Right, we took that ride for a good little bit, but look at what it's doing. Look at the bounce. Past support becoming future. I mean, past resistance becoming future support. We're back up above 79. Yeah. So we got that correction. I can take this out now. And it's looking like it's trying to catch bids again. So all that'll be impacted today, right? All that'll be impacted today with the news. So overall, right, still bullish, right? We got that correction back to the downside, but it found support again, right, within the AB boundary. And we're looking like we're getting back above 79. So continuation potentially, right? 81.53. Yeah, because that's not a level. So 81.53. So bullish on oil. ECAD, we'll take a look at that. All right. Let's look at the ECAD play. Because it did, last time I looked at it, it started to push down a little bit. There it is from the daily. So we're up today. It's kind of just bouncing. Just neutral. So yesterday it pushed down. Right? So now we're pulling back. All right, so we're still kind of neutral. Let's see if it can push up to retest this cloud, right? If it stays below the cloud, we need it to really get trending. We're still kind of in the same range, right? I've got it marked up, and we got that push down yesterday. So let's see if it wants to retest. Let's see if we can get this move, right, to pull back a little bit, retest that cloud, see if it holds, right? Then I'll be looking to add a small position in to get short. It's trying to do its thing. But that one's kind of tough, right? So we might be catching bids on the oil price, but we also got 50 basis points coming from the ECB. and Lagarde, and then her rhetoric to follow. Like a lot of people are expecting the ECB to remain hawkish. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we can get some profit to be taken at these levels. But it's sitting at a high level, and it's trying to figure something out. Okay, so I'm just gonna call it neutral right now. Let's see if we can retest that cloud. If we get a break, then hey, put a position on it. See if it wants to show some relief. But right now I'm not ready to do that. You're short. You took a short hit TP. Was that on the ECAD, Joy?
Yeah, the 1 hour.
Oh, you took it on a 1 hour. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It made a nice move down. It did. Let me it was let's say I want to that probably was an 80-20 at some point on the Lord. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. But yeah, it's coming into that level already. It's already recovered.
Because I was in it long, and
Mhm.
then it was a big wick that came out of somewhere. And I was like, all right, well, let me see. So I closed my long positions and I took it short. And then yesterday I noticed it closed and I was like, oh, I lost. And I was like, oh, no, I won.
So this was a good. I actually had that marked up. I didn't play it though. On the 15, that was a good U-turn on that. Moving right into that. Sorry, it's probably gonna catch that 382 on the pullback.
Yeah,
So it kind of plays into that narrative, right, on a higher time frame. Let's see if it can push higher and retest the cloud, and then see if it's ready to short at that point. But that's been a nice play. Right up that break. Short term, but looking forward to seeing more of these once we get the fundamental data and get the market moving and get some volatility going. Because I like these type of things for sure. Any other questions? All right. Well, we're gonna close it out. Ryan, anything to add?
No, sir.
You're welcome,
Be
Sharon.
patient, good people.
Yep. Be patient.
Patient.
Can't do this thing without great price action. So let's wait. Let's wait and see what comes through today and through the rest of the week, to be honest. All right. So that's it. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning, right? 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. We'll see what happened as a result of the FOMC statement, and we'll talk all about what Chairman Powell has to say. So have a good rest of your day, everybody.